Welcome to At Home with Music. Once you have a good working knowledge of chords, it's time to start training your ear to recognize each type of chord. And so we've talked about major chords, minor chords, diminished chords, and augmented chords. Now, the whole subject of ear training is another one of those vast musical subjects. There are so many different ways to approach ear training. You can study intervals, you can study chord progressions. What we're going to do in this video is basically practice identifying triads. So if you went through my previous video, the big chord review, we showed you how to find all the basic triads: major, minor, augmented, and diminished. And so what I'm going to do in this video is get you started with a very basic exercise, training your ear to identify the different triads. And then I'm going to give you some homework to help you continue your ear training. So I'm going to play for you a random selection of about 20 different chords. They're all going to be three-note triads, all in the root position, all pretty much in the middle range of the keyboard. And it'll be a mix of the different types of chords. So before I play each chord, the screen is going to go dark so you can't see my hands. Can't figure out what notes I'm playing just by looking. And then you'll have about 2 seconds to identify what type of chord I just played. And then I'll come back and I'll reveal the chord type. Now, I must emphasize that you're not trying to name the specific chord. This would be hard to do unless you have perfect pitch. And the subject of perfect pitch, well, I'll save that for another video because that's a fascinating subject in and of itself. But all I want you to do here is just name the type of chord that you hear. Now, you can always come back to this video, view it as many times as you need to until you know for certain that you can identify, just by hearing them, all 4 types of the basic triads, just by the sound. So here we go. I'm going to start by playing you a chord. The screen is going to go black, and you won't be able to see what I'm doing, but you'll hear it. All right, here we go. Here's the first chord. C major. A minor. F augmented. G diminished. E minor. B flat major. B minor. F diminished. A flat augmented. B major. E flat diminished. A flat major. A augmented. D flat or C sharp minor. E major. C minor, D augmented, F sharp major, E flat augmented, A diminished. That was 20 different chords. Here is your assignment, if you choose to accept it, and I hope you do. In the old days, I would have told you to go get your tape recorder. But of course, nowadays you can use your computer, especially if you have some kind of recording program on it like GarageBand. Or of course, you can simply use your phone. What you're going to do is essentially what I just did for you. You can record a random selection of about 30 chords, mix them up, major, minor, diminished, augmented. Make sure you mix them up well. And you don't have to stop at 30, by the way. That's just sort of a random number that I chose. I played 20 for you. You can do as many as you like. And so after you play each chord, you wait about 2 seconds, just as I've done here, and then recite the type of chord you just played. Now, I gave you the name of the chord, but you can just say this was an augmented chord or this was a minor chord. It doesn't really matter. But come back to this recording after a while and listen back and try to identify the type of chord you just heard before your recording tells you. So you play the chord, like for example, you play this, hold it for a minute or for a second or two, let go, count 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and then you say that was a major chord. Or you can say that is C major. And so you record about 30 different chords that way. Mix them all up. Major, minor, augmented, diminished. Give yourself a chance to identify each chord that you play just by ear. You should be getting to the point where you're starting to bat 1,000, where you're getting them right. You're not necessarily identifying exactly what chord you're hearing. Like I say, you need perfect pitch to do that. But you're identifying the type of chord that you're playing, just like you identified the types of chords that I played for you. Now, once you begin to master this, once you train your ear to recognize those 4 basic types of chords, those 4 basic chord types, I should say, you're going to be well on your way to becoming a musician who can play by ear. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave those in the comment section. I respond to every comment that I receive, and I look forward to continuing to guide you through this big chord review. The next thing we're going to be talking about is how to make these basic chords fancier. So I look forward to sharing that with you.